Hello and welcome back to the Truly Bedrock server. Now today I'm going to be working on the Enderman Farm a little bit again. I've cleared out, I'll show you what I've done with the blaze spawners so far, which is not a huge amount. But I've been clearing out a little bit of area. We did our testing in the last episode, so I feel confident in what I'm going to be doing. I just need to come up with a design and I'm not feeling terribly inspired at the moment, but I will do. So what I've been doing instead is I've been working down here on the Enderman Farm. Now, as you can see, I've been sort of cutting out this spherical area. Now the idea is, let me go and show you. The idea was I was going to chop out this great big area down here, like go chunk downwards. But I figured, actually, you know what? There's no point. Absolutely no point. So what I decided to do instead was, if I just do that, throw that one down, throw that into their hand, and then get it on the right setting. Where's it at? So obviously, if you don't know what this is Foxy's arm stand mod. I can't remember what it's called, but it's pretty darn cool for actually showing where things are going to spawn and where things are not going to spawn. So what I decided upon was, instead of going absolutely crazy and digging all the way down, I'd just go for this like dome thing that actually met the despawn sphere. So it'd look quite cool, which I think is quite nice. So I've been digging out up to this edge and just cutting downwards. Now I'm going to have quite a lot to do down towards the bottom because I kind of want to follow the entire despawn sphere. So it's going to be quite a big area that I'm clearing, but this will make sure that absolutely all Endermen that spawn in this area are going to land in the farm and do the thing, okay? So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that. I've been collecting up... Whoa, fly. I've been collecting some extra skulls because, you know, why not? Look at this thing. Jeez. And I haven't even been AFK in that long. I've just been collecting the byproducts of fixing my picks, really. So I've been digging, fixing, digging, fixing. You get the picture, right? So anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try and finish off this despawn sphere thing, which will make sure that I get the absolute best rates out of this entire area. And I'll probably have to do a little bit of reworking down there, but still, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's just do the diggy. Right, I just thought I'd show you what I'm doing exactly, because I haven't really been entirely clear of this. So I'm just trying to knock things back so that they never really clip this area, and the best thing to do is work left to right with that. It's not always straightforward, it doesn't always work, but, you know, I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Right, let's see, those two are definitely beyond. That one needs to go. So you see exactly anywhere where it clips, I'm getting rid. It's a little bit dangerous what I'm doing because the Endermen definitely are kind of intrigued by it. Let's just put it like that. Yeah, that works. Right. So now you get the idea of what I'm doing. I'm just going to go do it. Right, so I've done a fair old chunk of digging. I've got a load of stuff done up here and I think this is looking quite good. I've still got a little bit left to do. Just back over here. Oh, just a minute. What the heck is that? Let's just sneak behind here. What is he doing? This is the first time seeing one in the wild. Whoa! What the heck? What the heck? Just killed everything. I can't be having with that. Oh no! Ah! Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I'm back here. Right, so the question is, what on earth was that buildery doody thingy doing with my Enderman? And I think I've actually got it cracked. I've been playing here in a creative version of the Truly Bedrock world and testing out what they've done. I didn't know initially, but I've done the research. So what you can see here is I've got something set up very similar to what I showed you a couple of episodes ago about the Enderman teleporting mechanics. Now, we've got a platform over here. Obviously just killed off a load of them. A few people just randomly spawned on there. That's fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to light this up. And then we're going to put some Endermen on it. Sorry, Enderman. It's for science. And what you'll see is they're all falling off there, but they are not teleporting, which is what we expect. This is like 33 blocks away from that platform behind me. But, well, we'll just speed this up. I feel bad. There we go. That's better. But if we move it one block closer, we'll just light it on up again. And cover that. Then what we're going to be seeing here is some of the Endermen are landing on the platform 32 blocks away. Well, 31 technically now, I think. On fire, which means that they came from this platform behind me where they're getting set alight, teleporting over there, and stay in the flame. What does that mean? It means that they're actually able to teleport nearly twice as far as they could before. So at the moment we've only tested this on one axis. We're going to test it on the other axis, and as we know with Endermen, they're a bit weird. So we're going to go down 16. Right, so this is going to take a little bit of complicated testing stuff, but we'll just give it a little test like this. We've got a handful of blocks here. All of the Endermen are alight. Now this is 16 blocks below there, which is what it would have been traditionally. Whoops, no, that is not an Enderman egg. Right, so we've done that. They're teleporting up and down and getting out of the way of the flame. So the reason that I'm setting them on fire is because that forces them to teleport for one, and for two, it shows you which ones came from my little flamey area down there. Okay, so that is 16 blocks below. We're going to try this a couple more times. Like that. Okay, we'll just try it on this level first. Right, this is one block lower. Conclusive, I say. Check that out. Okay, they are not teleporting up to the platform above. So that means that Enderman can now teleport 32 blocks on the XZ axis, but still only 16 on the Y axis. Curious, huh? Very, very curious. Now, to my thinking, this is exactly how it's always worked in Java. There's been a 32, well, it's technically a 64 by 64 by 32 sort of cube thing. So the 32 is high. So it's 16 above, 16 below. But like before, Enderman can teleport down any distance. Let's just be 100% sure of that. We're just going to go up a long, long way. This is way over 16. This is way over 32. We're getting to a point where, honestly, I'd be surprised. There we go. Right, boom, straight away. So we know that that is the same. So basically, Enderman can still teleport down any distance if they find a solid block below them. They can now teleport basically 32 blocks on the XZ axis from where they stood, and then 16 blocks either up or down, I believe. So we'll do the same experiment as we've done here, but we'll put a platform above so that they can teleport upwards and see what happens. Right, so we've now got a platform 16 above. We might need to lower it just to be sure, because it's maybe too accurate. They're not teleporting upwards, they're not teleporting over there because they can't. Yeah, okay. We maybe need to bring this down one block and just see. So we'll run this again. So at the moment that is exactly 16 above. It may be a matter of where the head lands within that, I don't know. We'll run the same experiment again. This time, one block lower. To be fair, it's not exactly a high chance for them to be able to teleport directly upwards. That's kind of interesting. I don't know what that guy's doing down there on fire. It's probably teleporting down from the main platform. So that is not quite 16. Let's bring it down again. We'll count this in a moment once we've proven the theory. I may be asking rather a lot for them. Okay, they're teleporting up there without too much issue now, which kind of proves to me that that's the distance. Let's count that out of my way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is like the air block for the foot to go in. That's kind of interesting. But maybe it's point to point. It looks like it's point to point. So anyway, the point is there's 16 above, 16 below, and 32 left, right, forward, and backwards. But I can hear you all saying, but wait, Groover, what's that mean for me? I'm just a player playing on a normal world. Why does that matter? Well, I'm going to tell you why it matters. So, if we imagine that we are this handsome armor stand stood in the middle of this area, if I go up, we've got the magma area, which is denoting the area where nothing can spawn. We've got the green area, which is the spawnable area for mobs. So you'll get your Endermen spawning within that area. And then you've got the red area, which is your despawn area. Now, this is very purposefully made to be 32 blocks beyond this green point here. Okay? So that means if I'm stood in the middle right here, if I am this armor stand creating spawns, I can create mobs or I can create Endermen out to that point. Now the problem is they can teleport outside the despawn area. Okay, that's not great. It's never been great, but that's always been possible. But now it is much more possible. It is 4 times more options. There are 4 times more options for Endermen to teleport into. So if you imagine the old box is now grown by 4 times the size, it means that mobs like the Enderman are much more likely, I say mobs like the Enderman, I mean exactly the Enderman, are much more likely to teleport into the despawn area. Now that despawn area basically extends, let's see, that is out at 76, it comes over to 10 blocks away from me. So unless an Enderman is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I should do that a bit better. There we go, that's better. So what it means is that this armor stand stood right here is going to be spawning mobs out to there, and those Endermen, anywhere from that outside line to this red line here, has a possibility, a reasonable possibility, I mean obviously a bit less as it gets closer to you, of teleporting itself into a despawn area. Whereas before, it would have been 16 blocks. So basically, it would have been, let's see, 24, it would have been out about here. You know, they'd have had to been really quite far away from you to teleport themselves out into that despawn area. So, I guess what I'm saying is, Endermen are much more likely to despawn themselves randomly. Whether you like them or not to do that, they are more likely to teleport themselves into a despawn area around you as a player, which is going to make them much more rare as a mob. So if you take that and you couple that with the idea that they have to have light levels below 1, which is 0, to spawn, then we're talking about not seeing many Endermen in the warped forest areas of the Nether, and if you do see them, they're very likely to teleport themselves away into some kind of unloaded area which they get instantly despawned. So you're going to be churning your mob cap quite hard and quite often. Right, to try and illustrate the issue of the despawn now, basically Endermen right up to about here can still teleport themselves out to despawn. So once they're up to this point, they can get away from you. So if you imagine you're a player stood in the middle, trying to hunt yourself some Endermen, if they get to this point and then hit something that makes them want to teleport, there is a chance that they're going to despawn themselves, de-aggro themselves, vanish, never to be seen again. And then in the old versions, before this version, you would have this distance. So if they were within this distance of you as a player, then they wouldn't be able to despawn themselves. So, you know, there's a lot more opportunity for them to get themselves out there. So, one thing would be to say that this has been like this in Java for quite a long time. However, one huge, humongous difference is that the despawn sphere around the player on Java is 128 blocks radius. That's humongous, guys. That is massive compared to our 44 block. Okay, so that would mean that even on Java, if they teleported the full 32, they're still going to be loaded. No matter what, pretty much. It's going to take a lot to despawn them in Java. Like, a lot. Anyway, we're now back on the Truly Bedrock server. Now that we've done all of the testing, this is the real version of it. Now, what you can see is I've actually continued to cut out this entire area around me. And the main reason that I've done that is this was already calculated to be a 44 block sphere. So basically guys, extreme close up, the Endermen that are up there might teleport themselves outside this area. But frankly I don't really care, because if they do, they're going to despawn themselves, which is going to open up the mob cap for more Endermen, which is frankly fine. So basically, this design that I was going with to try and improve my rates a little bit has actually saved me a little bit of aggro, let's say. Aggro. It's not perfect, because it is going to slow down with the Endermen moving outside of the area. Like, they can potentially teleport up there and move around, but it doesn't matter to me that much, because when I'm stood down at the bottom, if they do teleport up there, they're out of range, they're already gone, they're vanished. And pretty much the same all the way around. So this is good. This is all good. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode from me, from the Truly Bedrock server. I'm wondering about those world builders. I really don't want them to break anything else, because, you know, that took some time to do the research and understand the stuff and things. Anyway guys, thank you very much and goodbye.